is going to not be the lane power that I think they were expecting us. This is a throwback. Okay. Well, it will be Pantheon going. He's kind of been Zeus' kryptonite a lot of the time on other rosters.
So we're just kind of running at him. He's just going to flash away, as now we got the Pantheon here. Doran's still pretty low as they're going all in for it, and he does get the first blood, but Kanavi is going to take a turret shot and has to flash away. Owner did have to flash in to save his small little things that did happen. Faker is trying to gank top, and Zeus does not have flash. So
yeah, I mean, this Realm Warp play could absolutely work.
Trying to bait him in. There's the Realm Warp and an easy lineup for Doran to set it up. And Faker with the gank in the top lane. Zeus trying to turn it here on the Doran. It's not going to happen. And Doran even gets given the kill.
He's not able to actually make those early Weavers Wall plays successful thus far.
Right, trying to go in once again for a trade. Pays and Carrier will take that every time of the week. But this time Kanavi is here with Flash and ults available. As now the Pantheon coming in. Owner trying to make a play to help them out, but Guma and Delight had already essentially that you're not going to see gigantic mistakes most of the time, and you're not going to see B has an angle here at the top lane.
Doran's flash is back.
He does have his flash. He is going to use his ult to actually get away from the Vi, and still just holds on to his flash the whole time until the equalizer comes down. And he took that little bit of extra damage at the beginning and the burn, and that means he is just dead.
If he doesn't get that is the reason. And the Essence Reaper is done. This is where T1 want to live, is in the tempo lead, right? They have the advantage, and they're going to try to push it here top side.
Yeah, Owner's going in. No public execution here for Doran, but he's still going to exist under this turret. They're going to wait for the redive as the spear is going to miss, and now Doran's going back in. They're missing everything, as they can just wait for another spear, and hopefully that gets the job done. But no, the shield is going to save him as well, and eventually Honor says enough with it, I'll just get it done. It's Delight diving the turret, and he's going to go down. As we got Melio protecting Pace, he flashes away. There's so much pressure on the bottom side of the map, and I think eventually they should get this done as Kanavi's getting low, but they still get the kill, and they get it over to Zeka's Talia.
A little bit sloppy on both sides here. Somebody fix that quirky Gatling bug down. That's been going on for a while. Was that affecting the space earlier? There's another Realm Warp gank.
Yeah, and it looks like Zeus once again in a lot of trouble. No flash, no way for him to get out of this one. Just ults the wave. Nearly actually takes out Faker, but all calculated in the end.
I mean, side lane, so far, working decently for them. They don't have the same gold lead they had before, and it is a 2-Drake lead here for Hanwha Esports. They do have those grubs, but that is going to be the first turret to go over to this Ambet.
As we do have... Well, we had Kanavi. Oh, no, he's going to stick around, actually. Maybe thinking about going in onto Doran, as Owner is nearby and ulting in, as it's just going to be a straight-up 2v2. The equalizer pretty good, but not good enough, as ends up being just Owner getting there first, landing the CC, and unfortunately Kanavi couldn't do much after his lane, you know, just item by item, especially because Guma has not finished his Muramana and is pretty far away from doing so. They bait him in, though. Pays in a lot of trouble as he flashes and he still dies. And even with Owner coming in, not able to save him, the TP not ending up doing too much, but at least pushes Doran away.
Let's see what choice they make here now, because the Herald has spawned. Dragon's up in 25, but it's not up yet, so this is kind of awkward. Razor-thin margin that Hanwha Esports had as Pace is running over, and it looks like they will just get this Dragon here. Owner looking for potential contest.
Yeah, we'll have to just wait and see if they go for the fight afterwards. Doesn't look like Owner's going to be able to do much there. As the equalizer's great in the choke. Owner puts up the shield, but immediately dies afterwards, so a little bit of a bonus treat for Hanwha Esports on top of the Dragon, as they pick up the enemy jungler as well.
This is a huge win for and the maybe Faker's win con doesn't necessarily come online. They're going to go ahead and drop this Herald down now and look for mid turret. A lot of members of Hanwha Esports here, and the potential wall for the deny.
Yeah, Cullen comes through, there's the wall, and it is going to be timed, actually. That pick
the game on this one, you lost half your health on the Corki, and some of the health was traded back on the Owner, but he has the honey fruit, so he's feeling okay about it. I'm saying on to Faker, but he played it cool, he played it slow. They were able to wrestle that vision back away and get their first Dragon of the game. They'll also pick up this additional turret here on the bottom.
Does have a lot of damage, but I do wonder about his impact as the game comes along and Doran gets even more fed.
I think it's Hanwha, you really need to group and look for picks. And I know that's...
Nice shout to just back away, but that does mean that HLE are going to be getting even more golds in the side lane. Pays trying to match that in mid as his jungler.
It looks like basically what T1 have decided is They're going to bank this on one big team fight here with Actualizer for Faker. They're just playing it slow. He's farming it out. They're like, we can win this game off one big team fight. As well, he's got Falcon Flash, 3 items at the ready. Almost has his 4th. This Dragon, again, it's just the big tense point. It's Kanavi.
Kanavi's going to send it. Does he have his team with him? He kind of does. Pays is going to get that flash off, though, as he's trying desperately to live, and he does not. As eventually he goes down, Doran exhausted in amongst 3 of them, and he's not going to be able to do much. Kanavi might eventually go down to Faker here, but it looks like HLE are winning this fight. Owner flashing and dying, and Faker the only one who can do damage left in this fight. That's going to do it for that one, as HLE take down 4, and they will take this Baron.
That may have been the game-ending moment with Faker. Once again, just alone. Really nice flank angle he picks up. That's Baron for HLE. Alone, even with Karria's support, he won't be able to get it done. Great play from Kanavi. They're looking for that Dragon. This is Soul for Hanwha Life Esports.
I mean, Owner, no flash. His spear can't reach from there, so it's just T1 assuming they can keep Pays alive on the Lucian with the Melio. Not against this comp. It's not gonna. He doesn't have his TP. He's the only one not here, but they weren't gonna defend at this turret regardless.
Still alive. Just focus your efforts on one area where you can look for that single target blow up. Say, Pays, you can't walk up. You have no flash. And this inhibitor is free. Now, Faker is going to be able to get an interim return in mid, but I think that's really the only play for him. So, and in fact, I thought it was lower. He might not even get the whole thing. It is 2026, so he's like, yes, I will. Wolf, watch me do this. Let me press all my buttons.
Yeah.
Clear this wave and then do massive damage to the turret. He will ultimately get it, it looks like here, but it's just not an equivalent exchange on the map. Barely gets it calculated.
Close. I mean, they were definitely considering, yeah, they're going to pull the trigger here as Zeka going to keep him around. Even gets the knockback, and I think Faker going to have to try to realm warp out of this one or just actualize his way out. Nearly kills. No, he gets the kill on a Zeka, and he just barely doesn't get away. As Kanavi gets there and shuts it down, but at least he took one with him.
Yeah, that is going to stifle a little bit of the power here. You can look at gold as we'll watch Faker actually real quick. Actualizer on 3, 3rd item, 3rd hotkey. He's going to press it, and I love how you put this to actualize his way out of here. Because that is exactly what happened until he ultimately does go down here. He's out of the run up for a second, cannot quite get back in. You have the Ambessa, but this is just so much control over the map, which makes it incredibly difficult to walk out here as T1. They can use these, these buff wards. Oh, why the name is Phalites. Yeah, to try to see you. But I mean, they're coming. They know they're coming, but there's nothing they can do to stop the siege. They're like, all right, I can see you're coming, and now
Owner puts up the shield, but again, the CC lasts for too long. He does flash away and actually does live. Lots of damage is going on in, as now Doran accesses the backline, and the follow-up from Faker is right there. They've got Pays, they have the front line, and HLE are just routed. They go a little bit too deep, trying to kill a Pantheon, and they are going to pay the iron price for it. Kanavi by himself behind everyone. He is absolutely dead, and T1 turned this game on its head.
And Doran actually with the insane play there on the turnaround. The follow-up comes through from Faker.
Corky and press his stun and win a fight that way, but if they're going deep and they're getting out of position, you've got Ryze, Pantheon, even Karria throwing balls at them. Like, there are ways for T1 to keep you around. This damage onto the Baron is not going to be contestable by T1, so it's just one fight that kind of gets them back in the game a little bit. But HLE are still in control of the map right now.
This Elder is started. Their inhibitor respawned. Owner dodges a second shove here, but they're gonna have to roll warp in.
Wait, they're just going in. They're getting a better position actually as a team. The Equalizer does an insane amount to Karria, but only Karria Delight is gonna zone them away essentially by himself, and he's Alistair, and the double knockback is gigantic. They have the Elder on top of it. Pays trying desperately to hold on, but it just doesn't look like enough. With Elder Dragon, you have to imagine HLE can end this game.
Pays against the world here. He's going to attempt the recall, but I don't think this has a happy ending.
There's just no way. He's trying to kite it out, but the burn with the Rumble and the Zhonya's is enough, and it looks like HLE have done it. They will look to push and end game number 1.
Fantastic game of League of Legends between these two teams. Pays caught a few too many times in this one, though, on the Lucian, giving Hanwha Life Esports enough control. We were praising his control of the 2v2, but as you pointed out several times, Guman Delight handled it really well in this game. And Kanavi ends up finding the right picks at the right time. Faker trying his best to side, got the Ryze online, but HLE will reign supreme here in game number 1. The front line, they've got triple for it. They've got decent ultimates to steal. I mean, really, a lot of great ultimates to steal that'll scale well with the AP that Faker's going to be building. And they're just going to head over and keep clearing.
Owner's just going to wait for him, actually. If we get the knock up into the satchel used aggressively, this time makes sense. Owner's like, oh, hello. So they're going to have a little bit of a skirmish here, a one-on-one. Which mid laner gets here first? Looks like they're here at the exact same time. And going to respect the Xin Zhao, it looks like, or maybe not quite enough, as the chain's not going to predict, as the flash comes late, and now Owner has to flash away, double flash in, as Kanavi desperate to kill that Xin Zhao, but he just cannot, and Delight follows, double kill given over to Faker at 3 minutes into the game.
Triumph proc there. Owners say, oh, you guys are hard pushing bottom lane? Yeah, there's some question mark pings, well, just one. I think that might be enough to get the message across, but Guma's already way too far up.
Yeah, they are very much caught out here. We do have double flash available. And just waiting. Doesn't look like Paze is able to get in position. Thought maybe he would flash in and look for the root.
Look at Owner's experience advantage. He has level 6, the Wukong does not. He's a full level up. The team fight, the jungle camp lead he has over this Wukong that's been fighting fire with fire, but is just much less relevant in the early game. A little LPL-esque, you could say, with how he's played this one out.
Oh, Kanavi just running straight into him. I mean, yes, it's in your jungle, but again, that level difference is just too big. At least Kanavi's able to smite it away, but Owner's going pretty deep to chunk him out.
He wants
still
more
no level 6 when it does come to getting the speed boost from the Lulu. I talked about being excited for the top lane. Well, it's basically just been Zeus getting a little bit of a CS lead. And
still going to be able to get back to lane fairly quickly. Is back now already. It's 2026. You know, you can go back whenever you want.
Yep.
It's your prerogative.
Owner's getting in there on a Kanavi. They want to engage on this Wukong as the root comes in onto the 2 bottom laners. And Kanavi, there's really nowhere for him to go, as now they got to try to turn around. But is it too little too late? Owner able to set up 2. Eventually does go down, but now Pace has a free highway to getting even more kills. Picks up the double. We got a TP coming in. And Zeus, now he's getting stunned down. Faker thinking about taking more of a fight, but not going to overplay their hands. And now with that TP, you give Doran the free lane up here.
And now Paze has free agency. There's no one to engage on him anymore. In live,
if they had the satchel to prevent that from happening.
They almost, yeah, well, would have been pretty huge. They almost get the kill onto Zeka.
Yeah, Zeka, he is one of the guys still doing pretty well at this point in time, but Paze again with shields and speed ups. There's really no threat at this point in time. Like, again, this comp can't do so much when it comes to team fights and punishing the Aphelios, but in this early to mid game state where HLE are behind, it just feels like Paze does whatever he wants.
And it feels like the opt-in.
He was out of lane for a decent amount of time.
That's it. He just
running back and forth, buying items, and going bot lane that one time.
They're like, he lane swapped to being a jungler by roaming a lot. That's the Gnar steal.
Yeah. Should be the better Gnar, but he's up against a Rakan at the same time. The better Gnar ult throws them into the wall, and Faker says, this is why I picked Silas, guys. You're not going to enjoy this fight. Gets the slow on a Zeus. There's the block from Delight, but he might be in trouble now as the smite comes down. Oh, the boomerang nearly gets him.
Minions?
Wukong? He was trying to TP away. I think he should be able to. I think he's got the time. Yep, there he goes. And a slick play by Faker to get away, but has to expend his TP to do it.
Yeah, flash down as well. That was a very risky scenario for both sides. Looked for a moment like Faker might have misjudged.
Okay, well now he's going to have to go between worlds, but you can see that Doran able to pull him back for a moment. And really exerting that pressure.
Free. And you see Guma is backing. They're just simply not going to contest, and I think it's the right choice. We have to keep asking the question, though, when will Hanwha Life Esports be able to punish? When will they be able to set up this engage? 40 more seconds. And this hijack is going to be up.
Well, he might be backing sooner rather than later. Faker in a lot of trouble here, actually. The Ignite doing so much work, and just straight up a solo kill. Zeka takes him down. Owner takes an opportunity to go mid and try to take down this turret with the Rift Herald. Should be able to do so. And actually trying to run it into the second turret here. Carrier going even deeper. There he goes. There's the knockback, but at the end of the day, with the Wild Growth, I think it should be okay. Still does have to flash, but I suppose worth with all that extra money.
Doesn't have anything, and now Hanwha Life Esports are looking for a contest. Owner's going in.
Yeah, he's just going in. I mean, he's got everything. He's got his flash, his ult available. He's the same level as Faker. So they're going to exhaust him and try to get into that circle, which Wukong can easily do, as does Rakan, and Zeka gets in there as well, does the damage. We got the Between Worlds stolen, and Delight might be in a bit of trouble here, as down he will go.
See if Faker can try to cut off their retreat. Oh, does not hit the chains. Still has that ult.
Wants to throw this ult in. There it is. And he is just going assassination mode. But unfortunately, he disengaged Cone. As now we have TP coming in. And Kanavi trying to punish him as the Gnar is not quite ready. Faker has to flash out of this one. The Gnar almost there, but now Pei's going man mode as nobody is able to get onto that backline. Faker's going back in, and now Doran's able to join as well. As Zeus low, as is Kanavi. They want to try to take them down. The chains once again not going to land.
This fight was actually so difficult to pilot for T1. But they turned it into such a scrappy fight. The Hanwha Life Esports could not group and get anything done, and you could really feel the difference, obviously, in terms of damage output. Zeus.
I think Owner eventually just, yeah. He'll just get him here. Oh, little sidestep. Did a good job of dodging basically everything, but it did not matter. Faker still get the drag.
Doesn't get the kill, but ultimately doesn't really matter that much in the grand scheme of things, but I'm going to go all the way back to this solo kill here onto Faker from Zeka. He made a funny sound when he killed him. But if the Felios is like taking half of your Gnar's health bar out because he teleports in at a kind of awkward angle and can't reach him, you're not going to win those fights.
I think
catching
Faker's
Faker
dead.
in the side would be huge.
He's trying to steal the Between Worlds. Meanwhile, Zeus is just dead, and Faker actually got away with the Aurora ult, so that's going to be a trade up here for T1, who now have a 5,000 gold lead. And they're just going to set their sights on the Baron.
And Faker's in TP mid. Look for Guma.
Yeah, he's got the satchel this time, but Faker's able to get on the right side of that. Now he just wants to get away from Kanavi.
And they're just going to keep them away from the Baron. Red-white for Pei's means this Baron goes down so quick.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way. I mean, Kanavi's trying to run over. At this point, they're trying to burst down Faker, who is this tankier Silas, who's quite fat, and that's just the Baron given over to T1.
I wouldn't put that in the T1 Baron column, but it was fairly close. They see an angle, they see a window, they've got the right gun set up for Pei's, they take it out. Hanwha Life Esports trying to trade back a turret, but it doesn't look like they're necessarily even going to get that. The satchel's been changed.
Owner's going in, and there's really no recourse for this. The satchel does come out, but unfortunately that's going to leave Kanavi to the Wolves, as in goes Faker and does the burst damage. I think they're just way too far ahead at this point. The chains once again going to miss, but Faker will not be stopped. Does get denied the quadra, but does pick up the triple. As Owner, man, he's getting so much aggro from the guys on HLE, but he just rarely goes down.
Yeah, he just absorbs it, takes it like a champ, and you know, it's only 3 kills for Pei's in this game, but his damage output has been so insane in some of these scrappy fights. And now Zeus.
We got better Gnar ults coming on in, but Faker pretty low, and it looks like maybe not going to go for it. Although Faker has been going insane. Kingslayer comes in. Zeus is getting low. The chains are going to connect as might just have the Gnar ultimate into the wall, into the turret. Delight super low, and the auto from Carrier gets it done. He flashes forward. The bloodthirsty support trying to get another one, but he will not be able to. T1 having a bit of fun with their food at this point.
Yeah, this is definitely becoming a very one-sided affair very quickly as Pei's kind of baiting them in. He does die.
Dead. Kanavi looking for a bit more over the wall. They are going to get Carrier, as Ingo Zeka as well, but yeah, I suppose just getting the scraps at the end.
Pei's was almost able to turn that into something. Does have to use his flash and still dies, so not ideal, but it's really just a drop in the bucket of the deficit now. Can't satchel the turret until it goes to its final plate, if I'm not mistaken, on this patch, so they can't get the turret as quickly as they would have normally. And then, yeah, he is just going sicko mode in this fight. So difficult to kill, so tanky. And then he just is able to catch them before they can take the turret out. And then helps Faker with the Gnar ultimate and all that. With the
too much action, too many replays. We don't even know which one it is. And Faker gets a kill as we're in a replay. And he's looking for more. I feel like he's throwing so many chains, and I see most of them miss, but sometimes he just gets in there and blows up your entire health bar instead.
Well, that's an inhibitor going down. And Zeus is trying to get some bounty gold on the top side. We'll see a TP from Faker to shut that down. They're not going to go for the bottom turret there. He doesn't have flash. And I think this is just Mountain Soul to T1 for free.
Yeah, look at Doran's positioning as well. Just the threat of that. And now Faker from the top rope is looking to come on in as trying to get on top of Guma here, but he's able to satchel away. Faker, though, able to steal the Between Worlds, does an immense amount of damage, finds Zeus on the top side on top of it all, and Kanavi essentially just the sacrifice as this engage cone does get Zeus to safety. It's only a matter of time until T1 end this game.
It might be a very short amount of time, in fact, Valdez, as they have this super minion wave here. Shirelia's out. They're looking to end it right now.
I think they should be able to. Zeus, Nogar, and a gigantic Aphelios ult on top of 3. And it's still Faker that gets 2 kills somehow. As now he's diving the fountain. I'm sure he's giggling the entire time. And they have a little bit of a wave, but it did just get cleared out. Doesn't seem to matter. As very much having fun with their food and playing with it. But they will take down the Nexus here. As Owner looking for a bit more, wants that damage number to look even better. And same thing for Pays as they are just in it. Zeus, though, wants to get a kill. He's not going to be able to. As Pays picks up the double, and that will do it. T1 have their fun.
But otherwise, the Jhin just has so much frontline, and with the Azir, can both aggressively set him up and also peel. Zeus, one of the best Rek'Sai players in the world. The Jhin just really fit.
Can struggle. As then Pays just go for a back, still down both of his summoners. And Zeka steps up to try to get a minion, and a couple more.
It can be difficult to outplay as the relatively immobile Sivir, so this is going to get really interesting. Is Keria?
He has Smite, and he's not going to be able to hit it, though. And now might just have to flash away from this one. Looks like he will, but a close call, actually, as Keria got in at the right. And yeah, I feel like, Doran also, there's the combo, by the way, as you said it was bot lane, but they go straight to mid and interrupt the dash. First blood given on over to Owner's Nocturne, actually. So Zeka not able to flash out of that one and does pay the price.
Owner's spell shields the Emperor's Divide. Not that it would have really impacted too much there. Faker's going to look to grab a plate here, but will be pushed away by Kanavi. Delight's also here. They see him. Nice sidestep.
Yeah, Faker's been really on point with his sidestepping tonight.
Lead in terms of the farm advantage they have for the Akali. The Orianna has that assist and a little bit of farm advantage herself. Not to mention the jungle advantage that Owner has with a kill.
Yeah, I mean, that's sometimes what you get when you're laning into just sponge tanks that sit there and they sustain forever, and you can do a ton of damage to them, but they're never going to die at the same time. And you just essentially get to free farm. So Doran's really enjoying his time. Nice little stun from Keria's Bard. As all-time.
If he needed to come down here for this one, let's see if they can set up the combo again with this Nocturne Orianna. Spell shield out.
Owner in a very awkward spot, but he's able to dodge quite a lot and survive. The whole team is in there. He has to go in. There's no combo with Faker just yet, holding on to that shockwave. As in goes Doran, nice little knock-up from Zeus, but it does look like T1 are still in a good position. Zeus has to get out as the flash in over the wall. Doran getting in there onto Kanavi and should eventually be able to win this one, especially with the help from his team. And Doran just going to collect that kill. Nice little fight from T1, although it started with Owner kind of out of position.
Yeah, did not look great for him, but he has spell shield, and okay, Guma may have to flash.
Okay, they're going to drop an ult here, and it's going to allow them to do a decent amount of burst damage, but it's not like they're going to get the kill or anything like that.
Yeah, they didn't have any backup. I thought perhaps Owner was coming.
Happening.
And the Dragon should go over here as well in the follow-up for T1 to put us at a 1-on-1 Dragon apiece. And for this setup here for Hanwha Esports, I think we're just going to have to see a little bit more coordination. They saw Nocturne, they pressed buttons to go in. Kanavi has definitely not been shy about engaging, but the rest of the team wasn't there for the follow-up. And
yeah,
here's another engage from Keria potentially.
He's trying to bandle pipe his way, his team's way into the victory with all that attack speed. Moving in as a unit, trying to take this blue buff away. And Kanavi, as you mentioned, he has not been shy about ganking, about engaging, and now he's just going to die. Has the rest of his team behind him. Big Nautilus ultimate on the 2, and a 3-man scoop from Zeka, but does it matter? as Guma trying to do some damage on the backside, but doesn't have enough at this point in the game. As Faker getting pretty low, maybe able to take him out, but no, the shield comes down and Faker just walks it off. Pace is going to be tagged. Actually, Carrier gets in there, and Zeka somehow died up top as well. And things are getting very silly, but very silly in favor of T1.
I mean, when
definitely something we've seen in the past before that Jin can struggle into Barton. I'm glad he called out the stasis because Guma, if he's there in the back and he's actually dealing damage during the sweep, during the Emperor's Divide, like maybe that looks a little bit different, even from behind, but just wasn't meant to be. Just the little things give T1 a guy in the bush, but guess who's also here? It is Owner. As Delight's here. And it is going to be Delight and Kanavi coming in from the jungle. There's the big sweep as everything being thrown at Faker, and they will get it done. But now Owner, pretty fed in his own right, able to take the one kill. And here comes Doran, the real threat on the team, as Zeus desperately trying to deal the damage into Owner. There's the ult forward, going to try to get into the Rift Herald, not quite able to, but does summon it as Paze and Guma make their way over, but Guma already pretty low. And that's going to force HLE back with the Rift Herald also pushing.
I mean, this is just not a win for Hanwha at all. They end up trading even, but the charge comes through. Sakali shows up, and they even get an additional plate on top of the charge. And there's just no angle here. They're looking for Paze. Oh, just a bit too short.
I mean, that was never going to work out. It feels like HLE are clutching at straws as Doran trying to flash and take out Guma. Instead, he'll have a slice of Zeus and a slice of Guma. And on top of it all, takes out Kanavi, takes them all three down. And now Doran 5-0 in this game.
I mean, Hanwha Life Esports are backed into a corner by T1 time and time again in this series, you know, in that fight. And again, Kerry is here with the stasis to buy space against Kanavi. In live, nearly.
Looks like Zeka killed Faker in live.
And then from here, you're like, okay, we got Owner. And what happens here, it gets even crazier because they're like, maybe we can make something happen on the Paze. They overextend here. The turret is dead. As okay.
We're not even going to get to see it because in the replay, there's more kills happening. Not just to champions, but to turrets. And Doran hits 6-0. Zeus thought he was tanky, I guess not.
Hanwha Life Esports definitely decided they were going to send it this game.
He almost died of that turret. Yeah, you know, especially that re-engage on a Paze when he's got barrier and spell shield up, like that is just never going to work. And then especially like Doran, not in the face of the Akali.
Yeah, Doran is like, all right then, so I guess I kill all of them. And then he did kill all of them. Look at his items.
And he's getting even more gold, like, you talked about getting incremental leads and how good teams are doing it. I mean, Zeka might just be dead. Dodge there. Even the Zhonya's to come out, and Doran never even got turret aggro. He's still just dancing around, and he's going to be able to dodge away from this one for Owner to come in and clean up. And he might as well, as that'll be the one. It looks like Delight has his flash for now. And T1, they were playing with their food in game one, or rather two, but now they're really playing with it as at least Kanavi is able to get the shutdown, and that turret's somehow still alive. And Kanavi's still going to die.
Well, this game is looking pretty over, Valdez.
I think Faker just dies again, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's going right, except Faker keeps dying in the side lane.
It's okay. It's fine.
He might, yeah, actually, he does live. Okay.
Zeus can only sense him, but he didn't have any the dragon. Finally, they're able to take Doran out. Paze is like, cool, but you have no turret. So I'll take the jungler, who continues to send it. But at this point, I mean, who could criticize Kanavi for trying to make desperate plays?
Yeah.
This game is certainly over.
If you're playing Jarvan like you're, you know, Olaf's that get behind it.
It's a lot of money that they have collected. They have 3 grubs for this as well, you know?
Uh-oh. Well, at least Zeus is here, and I think that should be enough to hinder Doran. Or maybe not. I don't know. It's a ton of damage. And he goes, gets the kill! And the Cataclysm kind of looks defensive, but it's not helping anyone. And Doran picks up yet another one. Did have his streak ended by Kanavi, so maybe a little bit personal there.
Yeah, perhaps. I don't know if he's really too bothered by it. As Zeka has TP, but I don't know if he should use it. Maybe he should just, you know?
Yeah, Guma is extremely dead. Like, you cannot emphasize how dead he is. More than that, as a nice shockwave comes in, gonna hit Zeka. And, well, yeah, Keria goes in for the kill. Delight goes down, and Zeus is very tanky, but not against this team, not when you're down 10,000 gold. And they really wanted to dive that, but Zeus does end up actually getting away. Stops the Baron take, I suppose, with that one.
You mean delays the Baron take?
Yeah.
As they will
it momentarily
start it. Yeah, I mean, technically they did stop. POM, interesting conversation to have after Doran's Akali game here, but I think it's probably just going to be owner for me.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that's very fair after what we've seen here in 3 games. Well, it feels like almost 2 full games because these second and third games have kind of just been solo queue stomps. Like, this has not been what we expected after that very tense HLE victory in game 1. Although, I don't know, because very good at snowballing are our best teams. You can get a lot of plates in this one.
Yeah.
As not quite able to make the combo work that time around, but able to stasis the turret at least, and Owner still has his flash, so he's able to get away, and that might just be it. As Doran does insane damage with 1 tick of his ult, and he's still getting in there, has his Zhonya's now, gets another shuriken, and just dies. So at the end of the day, not the cleanest dive, but I don't think T1 care.
Well, I think that's the end of this push, though.
Is it? I mean, okay. Able to get over the wall. Pay's able to block most of that. Is no,
no, Guma, no!
Guma!
No.
Just leave. Just clear the wave. Okay. Well, T1 still won the fight, I guess. Maybe. Oh, Keria's ganking him. Oh, no. Once the best of friends. Now enemies on the rift.
Look at Guma's face as well. That bought some time for some respawns. The inhibitor falls.
Yeah.
There's just no damage here between this Nautilus and Jarvan. So TP.
That's a nice little tunnel
from
there.
Zeus. I mean, he wants to maybe.
They haven't powered recalls, but yeah, I mean, the amount of damage that Pace does at this point in time is kind of insane, guys. Oh man, the stasis as well on the TP coming in, and the follow-up combo. Really just dunking on them now. This is not looking pretty.
It is.
You're a T1 fan, of course.
So funny to watch like a bruiser try to kill a Fed 80 carry in this meta. Like, I'm going to kill him. And Pace walks away backwards.
All those 3 times.
Like, no, you're not going to kill me. I mean, with the build here from Zeus, it wasn't going to last that long, but he's been laning into an Akali. So that lifeline, you know, on the Maw, the magic resistance isn't going to really be doing any favors there.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I guess they do
17,000 gold.
Is it the same push as the last one? I mean, I don't think so. I think this is technically a new push.
It feels like version 2.
You could like
push, you know?
try to like connect the dots and say it's the same push, and in fact, they're not going to end because Zeka respawn.
Because there's a dragon.
Just a very heavy set of wallets.
Yeah.
10-ton wallet.
10-ton wallet. The combo comes in. And Owner's alone, by the way, but it doesn't seem to matter. I mean, they just don't have any damage, and everything in the kitchen sink is thrown at Doran.
All right, now going 1 by 1.
Yeah.
Again, maybe Hanwha Esports can win 5v1 5 times.
Oh, they almost got through Faker's shield there.
It was pretty funny at first, T1, but like, you know, let's take the dragon and let's focus up, you know?
That friend, he just keeps repeating the same joke. It's like, yeah, I mean, it was funny, but like, come on. We've heard it before.
Como was actually going to tell you guys you could skip review for this series for tonight, but now it's like, you know, you've raised his ire a little bit.
Yeah.
He's probably going to be like, all right, we're going to do an extra interview as well. Two players like, no, not the interview.
Laps around the stadium later tonight. You've earned it.
All right, well, surely this push ends the game.
Version 3, same push.
I mean, double super minion waves, not synced, but eventually showing up. Doran shows up as well with his Zhonya's. Got the ready. Good luck with the defense on Life Esports.
Oh, that's going to be the engage once again. They find Guma, and he's got a target on his back. Down he goes to the Nocturne. And now, with a lot less tools to take down Doran, he can do whatever he wants. And the long-awaited end of the game is right before our eyes. Down will go the Nexus. This one only 28 minutes as T1 absolutely demolished HLE in game number 3. And it was not close at any point in time. As down it goes. T1 take the 2-1 tonight.